Hello, my dear students. Good morning. I am Miss G and welcome once again to our Cookery class. It is where food is life and cooking is magical. Third quarter is almost done. That is why before we leave our poultry and game dish lesson, let me give you a very quick but indeed useful lesson which when you understand will definitely help you acquire knowledge and skills that you can use in the future. Now, looking at the slide, what can you say about the illustration? What do you think is the relevance of this picture to our poultry and game dish lesson? If you can't answer it right now, don't worry. Just relax, and I'm going to help you broaden your knowledge about it. For now, I'm going to give you the most essential learning competency, and that is to store and maintain poultry and game bird according to standards. So the question is, can proper food storage methods and good habits save lives? Remember, my dear students, that foodborne illness are really harmful. That is why to prevent spoilage, you have to remember the following. We have the first one, cleanliness. So you have to make sure that you wash your hands prior or before handling any food items. Cleanliness must start with you as the food handler. Next is handling. Poultry spoils very quickly unless it is properly handled and stored. So after being brought home from the market, it should be unwrapped as quickly as possible and wiped off with a damp cloth. Next is cooking safety. Having knowledge on the correct cooking temperature plays a very important role. It is to ensure that harmful bacteria were killed by the heat. And lastly, food storage. You have to make sure that foods are stored at the correct temperature. Why? It is to prevent the growth of harmful bacteria. Now let's proceed to the basics for handling food safely. In every step of food preparation, we have to follow the four fight back. We have clean, that is washing your hands prior to handling any food items. Next is separate. Separate the raw ingredients and those which is highly perishable. Next is cook and chill, remembering the correct temperature requirement needed. With that, you are keeping your food safe away from bacteria. Let's move on to handling food safely when it comes to shopping. What are we going to do? We have to purchase refrigerated or frozen items after selecting your non-perishable. Non-perishables or perishable are those that gets easily spoiled, so you must buy all the needed non-perishables before you get your frozen or your dressed chicken or poultry. Next is never choose meat or poultry in packaging that is torn or leaking. Always have a check for or of the packaging if it is still sealed and safe. Do not buy food without expiration date because expiration date will be your guide in storing and cooking your food. Let's proceed to storage. Always refrigerate perishable food within 2 hours. And then check the temperature of your refrigerator and freezer with an appliance thermometer. What would be the temperature requirement? In freezer, it should be negative 18 degrees Celsius or colder. Then for our refrigerator temperature, we have 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. Next is preparation. Always wash hands with warm water and soap for 20 seconds before and after handling foods. That is part of the cleanliness that we have discussed a while ago. Next, don't cross-contaminate. Keep raw meat, poultry, fish, and other juices away from other food. And then after cutting raw meats, wash the cutting board, utensils, and countertops. Now let's proceed to thawing. There are three methods or three ways that we can thaw our frozen product. It can be on the first one through using the refrigerator. It allows slow but safe thawing because coming from the freezer with a temperature of negative 18 degrees Celsius, it will go down to the refrigerator temperature, which is 30 to 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we have cold water for faster thawing. Just make sure that the frozen product are still sealed or is still on its packaging before soaking it in a cold water. Next, using microwave. You have to cook meat and poultry immediately after the microwave thawing. And next is we have cooking. Cook all raw poultry, beef, pork, lamb, and veal steaks, chops, and roast to a minimum internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit, measured with a food temperature. Remember, the correct cooking temperature will help you kill those harmful bacteria. Then let's proceed to serving. Hot food should be held at 140 degree Fahrenheit or warmer, while cold food should be held at 40 degree Fahrenheit or colder. Then let's go on to leftover. What are we going to do with our leftover? We have to discard any food left out at room temperature for more than 2 hours. Next is to place food into containers and immediately put in the refrigerator or freezer. Use cook leftover within 4 days. But if those leftover were cooked together with cream or milk, it should last up to 2 days only. So that ends our methods or way to handle food safely. And I'm going to end this lesson with this quote. Serving safe food, it is not an option. It is an obligation. Thank you so much, my Cookery students. I hope that you enjoy our lesson today. See you on our next video. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.